It doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M. Just put your paws up.
It's one of Fox's biggest hit shows. It's also one of the most controversial. Tonight's episode of Glee featured two same-sex couples in high school. Storylines that have many family values groups complaining that Glee and other popular shows watched by young people delve too much into homosexual relationships. Tonight we're joined via Skype by Bryan Fischer from the American Family Association, and also gay rights activist Ray Hill is here with us. He's in our newsroom. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
And Ray, I know you don't even want me to ask you a question. You are ready for your response. What do you have to say?
Well, I saw part of the program that was on Fox earlier this evening, and although you can pick any drama piece to death on the small stuff, on the whole, it's good to see it on this channel.
Okay, and Bryan, what do you think of the homosexuality storylines that we're having in more shows now?
Well, deeply concerned about this because what these television programs are doing is glamorizing homosexual behavior, glamorizing homosexual conduct. This is conduct that carries enormous psychological and physical risk to those who engage in it. It's just not a lifestyle. It's not behavior that ought to be glamorized or presented in a way that makes it idealistic.
And we all know about product placement. You throw a soda in a movie and, within a few seconds, everybody in the theater is thirsty for that particular brand. Ray, what do you have to say to the people who say this is propaganda? These aren't just storylines, but people have an agenda.
Last night on PBS, they did the history of the Stonewall Rebellion, which was in 1969. This is the second decade of the 21st century. I don't really understand why this conversation is even being held. We've gone through Lawrence v. Texas. We have gone through the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the progress of people being the other or people being on the outside of the mainstream American society. I have known conservative, Republican, gay people, everybody from Roy Cohn to Terry Dolan. I don't think I've ever met a president of the University of Texas, Young Americans for Freedom, that wasn't gay. It's time people start being honest about their sexuality and the society, except we're here, we're queer, you may as well get used to it.
So what about the time slot? It comes on at 7 o'clock. Is that a little bit too early, or is that right on time? What do you guys think?
I think it's good timing.
Bryan?
Well, I think it's terrible timing. As you pointed out, advertisers purchase time on television programs because they know that what people see on television influences their behavior and influences their choices. We know from the Centers for Disease Control that 91% of the males who have been diagnosed with HIV/AIDS since the epidemic began contracted it either through having sex with other men or through injection drug abuse. That means that homosexual behavior is just as risky and just as dangerous as injection drug use, and we should not glamorize it any more than we would glamorize intravenous drug use.
You really can't lecture me about AIDS. I have been busy organizing prevention, education programs dealing with HIV and AIDS since 1980, and that's 2 years before they chose the term AIDS. You in the Westboro Baptist Church people just scream and yell, mostly statistics that you make up, and your veracity is now discredited in every hall of government in this country. Look, I don't care how hard you try to revive 1954, she ain't coming back.
Well, Ray, your argument, though, is not with me. It's with the Centers for Disease Control. That's not a right-wing conservative think tank. That's the
I have been there. I have been there.
The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, will not allow a male to donate blood if he's had sex one single time with another male since 1977. They cannot afford to be politically
Actually, that is not true. Actually, that is not true. They repealed that just year before last.
No,
and gay men are, in fact, giving blood to the commonweal. You're making this stuff up. I know about you and Fred Phelps.
Administration, Ray. That's still the policy. They tried
I
to repeal it
have
this year,
been
and they
there.
failed.
I have been there. You haven't. I have organized with those people in cooperation.
So is this dialogue that children should hear? Because at 7 o'clock, kids are watching television. Is this...
Well, I'll tell you why it's at 7 o'clock. It's because it sells advertisement. This is a program that people want to see. And if it wasn't a program that people want to see, it would not attract an audience. And if it attracts an audience, advertisers are going to clamor to be on it. It's the rule of economics, which I used to think was a conservative principle.
This was a great discussion, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of it with us. We appreciate it.
You're sure welcome.